So what really happens when one of the world's biggest shipping and cruise groups decides to formalize its commitment to the planet? Well, you get something like the MSC Foundation. And in this explainer, we're going to break down how this pretty unique organization is using its massive global network to make a real, measurable difference. And it really all begins with a super personal vision. You know, this quote from Captain Gianluigi Aponte, it's not just some corporate tagline. It's the core philosophy of a family-led foundation. It sets the tone for absolutely everything they do, grounding all their global operations in a really deep sense of responsibility. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the vision that started it all. Then we're going to dive into their three main pillars of action: healing our oceans, empowering communities, and jumping in when crisis hits. And to wrap it all up, we'll look at the unique model that actually makes all of this possible. Okay, first up, let's get into the why of it all. How did the values of one family blossom into a foundation with a truly global mission? So officially, the MSC Foundation came to life back in 2018. Its whole mission is to harness the MSC Group's incredible global reach and its deep knowledge of the sea to protect and nurture our blue planet, and of course, all the people on it. And the scale of what they're doing, it's just staggering. I mean, in 2024 alone, the Foundation's programs touched the lives of 135,000 people across 5 continents. Just let that number sink in. That's the kind of real-world impact we're talking about here. Let's pivot to their first major pillar, environmental conservation. And honestly, there's no better way to understand this than to look at their flagship project on Ocean Cay in the Bahamas. It's a story of an absolutely incredible transformation. Now, to really get why this work is so critical, you have to look at the bigger picture. Research that the Foundation supports points to a really shocking statistic. 44% of the world's warm water coral reefs are at risk of extinction. This is the crisis that they are tackling head-on. So what's their plan? Well, it's called the Super Coral Program, and it's brilliant. First, they took Ocean Cay, which was an old industrial sand mining site, and completely transformed it into a flourishing marine reserve. They built a state-of-the-art marine conservation center, and now they're working with top scientists to grow what they call super corals, corals that can actually withstand rising sea temperatures. And the result? Get this. During that unprecedented marine heat wave in 2023, their nursery corals had a 100% survival rate. Incredible. And the results, well, they really speak for themselves. In just 1 year, the number of coral fragments in their nursery shot up by 480%. This isn't just talk, this is active, accelerated restoration, and you can literally measure the success. Next up, let's see how they support communities. And this next program is just a fascinating example of how you can tackle environmental problems and social challenges at the exact same time. Okay, check this out. This is their award-winning program in Côte d'Ivoire, which they do in partnership with UNICEF. So here's how it works. First, local women are paid a fair wage to collect plastic waste. We're talking over 600,000 kilograms so far. That plastic is then recycled into these innovative low-cost bricks. Then, those bricks are used to build brand new, modern classrooms, giving thousands of kids a quality education. It's this perfect circular model. It cleans up the environment, it creates good jobs, and it builds a better future through education. It's just genius. And you should know, their work with UNICEF is nothing new. This is a deep, 14-year-long partnership. Over that time, they've poured $14 million into programs that have had a profound impact on more than 115,000 children all around the world. That shows a serious long-term commitment. All right, on to their third pillar, emergency relief. Now, this is where the Foundation's direct connection to the global MSC Group becomes a truly unique and incredibly powerful advantage. You know, when a disaster strikes, the response has to be fast and it has to be effective. And I think we all remember that absolutely devastating earthquake that hit Turkey and Syria in early 2023. The scale of the human need was it was almost overwhelming. In response, the MSC Foundation and the entire MSC Group mobilized support valued at over 3.3 million Swiss francs for immediate relief and for the long-term rebuilding efforts that would follow. But what's truly powerful here isn't just the money, it's how they helped. This went so far beyond a simple donation. In a really extraordinary move, they took one of their ships, the MSC Aurelia, and completely converted it into emergency housing, a floating shelter for 1,700 displaced people. They use their cargo fleet to transport over 100 containers of essential supplies for the UN. This is what it looks like to leverage your core assets for maximum humanitarian impact. So that brings us to our final section. We've seen what they do, all these incredible programs on the ground. Now let's talk about the how, the unique model that really underpins all of this amazing work. So as we've covered, their work is really nicely balanced across these 4 key areas. They're in the trenches of marine conservation, they empower communities through sustainable development and education, and they stand ready to provide emergency relief the moment disaster strikes. Now this right here, this is the critical detail that makes their whole funding model so powerful. The MSC Group covers all of the foundation's administrative and operational costs. So what does that mean for a donor? It means that 100%, every single penny of every donation made by the public or guests on their cruise ships goes directly to the programs. Every dollar makes a direct impact on the ground. And you don't have to just take my word for it. This impact is deeply felt by their partners. Listen to this from Don Stevens, the founder of Mercy Ships. He said that a huge donation from the MSC Foundation for a new hospital ship will literally double their capacity to provide free, life-changing surgeries in sub-Saharan Africa. That's a powerful testament to the trust and the real-world results they generate. So we end on this big question. The MSC Foundation gives us a powerful blueprint. It shows us what's possible when a global industry uses its unique reach, its expertise, and its resources, not just for business, but as an engine for global restoration and humanitarian good. And it kind of leaves you wondering, what could our world look like if more followed their lead?